Have you ever wondered what it truly means to face old age without children? In today's video, we explore the poignant journey of two individuals who lived a carefree, child-free life only to confront the harsh realities of aging. From the comfort of their early years to the challenges they faced later in life, their stories reveal crucial lessons about the value of family and the unexpected struggles that come with growing older alone. Stay with us until the end to uncover why having a support system is essential in your later years and how it can significantly impact your quality of life. This video is a must-watch for anyone contemplating their future and seeking to understand the deeper implications of living without children. If you haven't yet subscribed, I highly recommend doing so and activating the notification bell to ensure you never miss a video. Your support means a lot to me as we continue to grow our community and reach more people with our content. If you enjoy the topic of this video, please leave a comment with a number 1. If it's not quite your cup of tea, drop a 0 in the comments. Your feedback is crucial in helping me create content that better serves you. Let's get started. In the intricate tapestry of life, as we approach our golden years, our paths often diverge into vastly different trajectories. For some, the twilight of life brings with it a profound sense of sorrow and hardship, woven from the threads of past decisions, environmental constraints, and familial dynamics. As the sun sets on their lives, certain elderly individuals find themselves ensnared in a web of profound misery. In this poignant exploration, we will delve into the lives of those who endure such heartache, hoping to foster understanding and empathy. Elderly individuals with neglectful children. Imagine the crushing weight of aging when one's offspring fail to uphold the bond of familial love and duty. For these elderly souls, every day can become a poignant struggle. When illness strikes, their children may shirk their responsibilities, leaving them in the lurch. Instead of offering comfort, the children may avoid their duties, showing a lack of care that deepens the elderly's isolation. Some may even wish for their loved ones to be freed from their suffering sooner rather than later. The unkindness of these children creates a stark reality where the elderly are left to grapple with their afflictions alone, exacerbating their suffering in ways that words can scarcely capture. Elderly individuals with persistent illnesses picture the anguish of those who, despite receiving tender care from their loved ones, remain confined to their beds for extended periods. Illnesses that span years, sometimes even decades, can transform their lives into a relentless cycle of pain and limitation. This prolonged confinement not only diminishes their quality of life but also imposes an emotional and financial burden on their families. Their days blur into a continuous struggle, and their suffering becomes a shared burden, casting a shadow over their loved ones. Elderly individuals without financial security reflect on the plight of those who, in their later years, find themselves devoid of any financial cushion. Without pensions or savings, these individuals are often compelled to rely on their children for monetary support. This situation can be profoundly humbling and uncomfortable. Each request for financial aid brings with it a sense of embarrassment, as well as the potential for friction with their children, who may not always respond with understanding or patience. The cycle of dependence can foster feelings of inadequacy and further strain family relationships. As we ponder these heart-wrenching realities, let us approach them with compassion and a deep sense of reflection. Each story is a reminder of the diverse ways in which our later years can unfold, and an invitation to consider how we might offer support and empathy to those who face such trials. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. In the final chapters of life, some elderly individuals face profound challenges that stem from their circumstances and past decisions. These poignant realities reveal the emotional and practical struggles that can make their later years particularly difficult. Let's delve into these heart-wrenching situations, with a hope to inspire compassion and deeper understanding. Elderly individuals without independent housing. The notion of aging gracefully in the comfort of one's own home often remains a distant dream for many. In rural communities, it is common for the elderly to transfer ownership of their homes to their children, believing they will be cared for in their later years. However, this arrangement frequently leads to a rootless existence, where elderly individuals are shuffled from one child's home to another, living month to month in a state of perpetual uncertainty. Despite outward appearances, where it may seem that the children are providing for their parents, this nomadic lifestyle can feel deeply unsettling. Living under someone else's roof, even when surrounded by family, can strip away one's sense of stability and dignity, leaving the elderly in a state of emotional and psychological discomfort. Elderly individuals who never married or had children imagine the isolation faced by those who, by choice or circumstance, never married or had children. In their twilight years, this decision can manifest as a profound loneliness. When these individuals are bedridden, the absence of family means they may have no one to offer even the simplest comforts, like a warm cup of tea. Even in the relative security of a nursing home, they may face neglect or mistreatment from caregivers and endure the indifference of other residents. The lack of familial support creates a void that money alone cannot fill, highlighting the deep emotional and practical challenges of aging without the support of children or close family. Elderly individuals with children lacking ambition reflect on the plight of those whose children, lacking ambition or skills, become a burden rather than a source of support. If these offspring spend their days idly, consuming resources without contributing, the elderly are left to shoulder the weight of financial strain. Despite having accumulated savings, the relentless drain on their resources can lead to financial depletion, leaving them vulnerable and unable to weather unexpected crises. The constant worry and disappointment can overshadow any remaining comfort in their lives, turning their later years into a period of anxiety and financial instability. Elderly individuals with a history of poor conduct consider the situation of those whose earlier years were marked by less than desirable behavior, selfishness, addiction, and neglect of familial duties. Such individuals may find that their past actions haunt them in their old age. The once familiar faces of their family and friends may be replaced by isolation, as their behavior has driven others away. The consequences of a lifetime of poor conduct become painfully apparent, leaving them to face their final years in solitude, estranged from those who might have offered support and companionship. Elderly individuals who invested their savings in their children, many parents, driven by unconditional love, will exhaust their savings to support their children in times of need. While this gesture is a testament to their deep affection, it can lead to unforeseen troubles. Once the financial safety net is gone, the parents may find themselves in precarious situations, with no resources to rely on in their times of need. This self-sacrificing behavior, although well-intentioned, can result in a difficult and insecure future, underscoring the complexities and potential pitfalls of financial generosity. As we explore these vivid and often painful realities, let us do so with empathy and awareness. Each scenario offers a glimpse into the diverse and sometimes heartbreaking experiences that define the later years of life, reminding us of the importance of compassion, support, and understanding in our interactions with the elderly. Elderly individuals whose children live distantly in today's world. A poignant reality for many elderly individuals is the distance that separates them from their children. Many elderly parents reside in serene rural settings while their children build lives in bustling cities or even abroad, meeting only sporadically, perhaps just once or twice a year. For some, the geographical separation is so vast that returning home becomes a rare, almost unreachable dream. In such scenarios, the absence of close family support can cast a long shadow over their daily existence. The loneliness of these elderly individuals is often compounded by the difficulty of seeing their loved ones. Tragically, in the most extreme cases, their passing may go unnoticed, leaving them in a state of profound isolation. In conclusion, as we navigate the winding road toward old age, it becomes clear that the quality of our later years is intricately linked not just to our youthful planning and financial security, but also to the love and support we receive from family and community. Those who face the harshest conditions in their twilight years often grapple with a lack of economic stability, ongoing health challenges, and the absence of nearby family members, resulting in a life marked by loneliness and vulnerability. Each of us is destined to experience the passage of time and the challenges it brings. It is worth reflecting on how we might avoid falling into such unfortunate circumstances and how we can contribute to ensuring that the elderly around us experience warmth and care in their later years. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. In contemporary society, the notion of relying on children for support in old age has become a privilege largely associated with the older generation. For many in the younger generations, this is a distant reality shaped by evolving ideologies. The rise of open-minded and child-free lifestyles, often encapsulated in the dual income, no kids philosophy, has led to a shift in perspective. Many young people now view life through the lens of independence and personal freedom, rather than the traditional expectation of continuing the family line or serving as a support system for aging parents. The emphasis has shifted to personal fulfillment and financial preparation. However, this raises a profound question: can one truly ensure a comfortable and fulfilling old age solely through financial planning and without the presence of children? The answer remains complex and deeply personal, reflecting the broader conversation about the evolving roles and expectations of family in our lives. At the age of 73, Mr. Gua, a man who once brimmed with confidence and ambition, reflects on a life shaped by choices and circumstances. His story is a poignant reminder of how life's trajectory can change in unexpected ways. Born in a modest county town, Mr. Gua came from a family that was considered affluent for the area. His family was comprised of 5 children and elder sister, himself as the second child, a younger brother, another younger brother, and a younger brother, and a youngest sister. From an early age, Mr. Gua stood out as the most promising among his siblings. His academic prowess was evident throughout his schooling years, where he consistently outperformed his peers and siblings, making him the most likely candidate to pursue higher education. However, his dreams were interrupted by the suspension of college entrance exams, leading him to the countryside as an educated youth, a journey that lasted 8 long years. It was not until 1977, when he was 26, that he returned to the city, only to find himself at a crossroads in life. Upon his return, Mr. Gua had already married the woman he had met during their time in the countryside. Despite their commitment to each other and their shared aspiration for academic advancement, their decision to delay having children was met with disapproval from Mr. Gua's parents. They believed that while Mr. Gua could pursue higher education, his wife should stay home and raise a family. Defying these traditional expectations, Mr. Gua and his wife chose to pursue their dreams together, and their persistence paid off. They both gained admission to the same university in the first year the exams were reinstated. University life was a whirlwind of academic rigor and professional ambition, leaving little room for the typical experiences of married life. They postponed starting a family, and after graduation, their professional success and fulfilling jobs further diminished their desire to have children. They relished their life as a childless couple, finding joy in their freedom and shared experiences. The idea of having children seemed to encroach upon their cherished independence, which they valued greatly. Despite the urging from Mr. Gua's traditional parents, who had numerous grandchildren from his siblings and viewed him as financially capable of supporting a child, Mr. Gua and his wife remained resolute. They observed their colleagues struggling to balance demanding jobs with family responsibilities, and they were dissuaded from adding similar pressures to their lives. They were also aware of the societal advice suggesting that having children or adopting would ensure care in old age. Yet their belief in their financial stability, a secure job, a house, savings, and a promising pension convinced them that they would not need to rely on children for their later years. They also considered that having a single child, especially a daughter who might eventually leave, or even a son who might not live up to filial expectations, would not necessarily guarantee the support they envisioned. It wasn't until the 1990s, when foreign influences began to permeate their lives. That Mr. Gua and his wife discovered the term for their lifestyle choice: dual income, no kids. This label resonated with their life philosophy, embodying their values of independence and self-sufficiency. Yet fate had its plans. After the passing of his wife 2 years ago, Mr. Gua found himself alone in a nursing home, a reality starkly different from the life he had envisioned. The comfort and security he once took for granted now seemed distant, and the absence of children to provide companionship or care has become painfully evident. His journey, marked by the pursuit of personal freedom and professional success, now intersects with the harsh realities of aging and solitude. Mr. Gua's story serves as a reflection on the choices we make and their long-term impacts. It highlights the complex interplay between personal freedom and the need for familial support, especially as we face the twilight years of life. His experience prompts us to consider the balance between independence and the inevitable need for connection and care in our later years. For nearly 4 decades, my wife and I reveled in a life of freedom and self-indulgence, embracing the philosophy that many of our international counterparts shared. We lived with an openness and an ease that came from our decision to remain childless. Each day was a celebration of our independence, a stark contrast to the lives of those around us who toiled tirelessly to provide for their children. Our existence was a testament to our ability to live fully for ourselves, an existence that many of our peers envied. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment on number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Our child-free life was a canvas of vibrant experiences, marked by extensive travels across our homeland and countless visits to foreign lands. We crafted a life rich with adventure and joy, feeling secure in our choices and the future they promised. I envisioned this blissful, dual income, no kids lifestyle stretching on indefinitely, a seamless continuation of our carefully curated happiness. However, as the years advanced, particularly after I turned 65, the cracks in our meticulously constructed life began to show. Our plan had always been to rely on each other as we aged, a pact forged from our shared understanding of self-sufficiency and mutual support. Yet, as time wore on, the limitations of this plan became painfully evident. At 66, my wife was diagnosed with severe heart disease. We sought treatment at numerous hospitals, but the remedies provided were merely stopgaps, offering only fleeting relief. Her condition worsened with each passing year, despite our best efforts and the assistance of hired caregivers. As her primary caretaker, I endured not only the emotional strain of watching her suffer, but also the physical and mental toll of her declining health. Tragically, at 71, after a grueling 4-year battle, my beloved wife passed away. In the wake of her death, I was faced with the stark reality of living alone. I attempted to navigate this new chapter by hiring caregivers, but the emptiness of the house and the absence of her comforting presence made adaptation nearly impossible. The solitude was overwhelming, leading me to decide to move into a well-regarded nursing home at the age of 72. I envisioned a vibrant community of fellow seniors, supportive caregivers, and an array of engaging activities to fill my days. Initially, the transition seemed promising. The facilities were well-equipped, the food met my tastes, and there were numerous single elderly residents with whom I could share my time. However, the initial sense of optimism quickly began to wane. After about 2 months, I found myself grappling with an unexpected discomfort. The very environment that I had hoped would offer solace and companionship instead highlighted the challenges of this new phase of life. The bustling activity that initially seemed welcoming began to feel overwhelming, and the interactions with other residents, while plentiful, lacked the deep connections I had once cherished. The nursing home, once a beacon of hope, began to feel like just another stage in the complex and often disheartening journey of aging. In reflecting on this experience, I came to realize that the choices we made, while fulfilling in many ways, did not fully account for the unpredictabilities of later life. Our story is a testament to the complexities of aging and the unforeseen challenges that can arise despite our best efforts to plan and prepare. It serves as a reminder that while freedom and independence are valuable, the need for meaningful connections and support in our twilight years is equally vital. Initially, entering the nursing home was relatively straightforward, but the path to leave proved to be fraught with obstacles. During my first month, a strong desire to visit my old home and reconnect with friends arose. However, I soon discovered that leaving the facility required a formal application, which had to be approved by a guardian who would physically pick me up. My designated guardian, my nephew, lived far away in the provincial capital, making his presence a distant hope rather than a reality. The process of paperwork and approval was cumbersome and time-consuming, revealing for the first time the restrictive nature of the nursing home system. The bureaucracy and the dependence on a guardian highlighted a harsh truth: without children or close family nearby, elderly residents like myself found it nearly impossible to venture beyond the nursing home's walls. The disparity in treatment between elderly residents with visiting children and those without soon became glaringly apparent. At first, the atmosphere seemed welcoming, with residents getting along harmoniously and caregivers displaying genuine kindness and attentiveness. However, as time passed, the dynamic shifted dramatically. It became evident that elderly people with children who frequently visited and took them home for holidays received preferential treatment. In contrast, those of us without such family support were often sidelined, our needs and presence overlooked. The differences in treatment were not merely subtle but overt. Elderly residents with visiting children enjoyed better services and more personal attention. The contrast was stark and painful. In the community of residents, the childless elderly faced a form of social exclusion, underscored by the frequent boasting and comparisons made by those with active family support. This discrimination extended to interactions with caregivers as well. It became clear that favoritism played a role in the level of care provided. Some residents who managed to establish a rapport with caregivers, often through tips or other incentives, received better attention and support. Meanwhile, those of us without regular visitors or family connections found ourselves receiving less attentive care. The sense of marginalization was compounded by the knowledge that the caregiver's preferences influenced the quality of care. The disparity in treatment, based on the presence or absence of family, created a difficult and isolating experience. The initial optimism I had about the nursing home faded as the realities of its system became apparent. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. The complexities of navigating life in a care facility, especially without the traditional support structures of family, underscored the emotional and practical challenges faced by those of us without children or nearby relatives. Mr. Gua's story vividly illustrates the complexities and potential regrets of a child-free lifestyle in old age. Despite initially enjoying a successful and independent life, his experience in the nursing home underscored the emotional and practical challenges that can arise when one is without family support. The nursing home, despite its well-maintained facilities and entertainment options, proved to be a harsh environment. The monotony of daily life, combined with the sight of illness and death among fellow residents, created a somber atmosphere that took a significant toll on Mr. Gua's well-being. Witnessing the passing of 3 elderly residents within a short period added to the emotional burden, making the environment feel even more oppressive and isolating. After 6 months, the toll of this environment became overwhelming, leading Mr. Gua to leave the nursing home and return to his own home. This return marked a turning point in his perspective on life in old age. His regret over not having children became a poignant realization of the importance of family connections. Mr. Gua's reflections offer a compelling argument for considering the role of children in one's later years. He suggests that, while a child-free life can be liberating and fulfilling, it may also lead to significant challenges and regrets as one ages. His experience highlights the disparity in treatment between those with family support and those without, particularly in institutional settings like nursing homes. His advice to young people emphasizes the importance of family, advocating for marriage and children as a form of security and support in old age. Mr. Wa's story serves as a cautionary tale, encouraging future generations to balance their freedoms with the practical considerations of aging and the potential need for familial support. As I entered my 70s, my health began to decline. I faced several health issues and found it increasingly challenging to manage daily tasks. I started considering hiring a caregiver to help with household chores and personal care. Initially, I felt a sense of reluctance and hesitation, thinking that hiring someone might indicate a loss of independence or that it might be seen as a burden to my family. However, I soon realized that the assistance was necessary and would significantly improve my quality of life. After hiring a caregiver, I had mixed feelings. On one hand, the caregiver helped with various tasks: cooking, cleaning, and managing medication, which relieved some of the pressure on me and allowed me to focus on my health. The caregiver also provided companionship, which was comforting during times of loneliness. However, there were challenges as well. I found it difficult to adjust to having a stranger in my home, even though the caregiver was professional and kind. It took time to establish a comfortable routine and clear communication. Additionally, I noticed that the caregiver's presence sometimes affected the dynamics of family visits. While my sons were supportive and visited regularly, I felt that the caregiver's role created a sense of dependency and altered our family interactions. Reflecting on my experience, I've come to understand several important things about relying on a caregiver in old age. Firstly, while a caregiver can provide essential support and assistance, it's crucial to maintain a sense of independence and self-sufficiency as much as possible. Having a caregiver is not a substitute for family connections and personal resilience, but rather a complement to it. Secondly, it's important to choose a caregiver who aligns with your needs and preferences. Building a positive relationship with the caregiver can make the experience more comfortable and beneficial for both parties. Clear communication and setting boundaries are key to ensuring a harmonious working relationship. Finally, I appreciate the support of my family and the balance they provide. While a caregiver can offer practical help, the emotional support and love from family members are irreplaceable. My sons continue to visit and maintain a close bond with me, which is invaluable and reinforces the importance of family connections. 2 years ago, my husband's health deteriorated significantly, and his frequent illnesses became a major concern. Being old myself and struggling with my health issues, I realized I couldn't provide the care he needed. We decided it would be best to hire a caregiver rather than rely on our sons, who had their own families and responsibilities. We hired a caregiver named Xiao Song, paying her 7,000 yuan a month, which was the full amount of my pension. Xiao Song proved to be an excellent choice. She was diligent, took over household chores efficiently, and allowed us to relax and enjoy our time without worrying about daily tasks. Her presence made a significant difference in our quality of life. One day, while we were out for a walk, my husband suddenly collapsed. I was alone and unable to assist him. Xiao Song, noticing our prolonged absence, came searching for us. She found us quickly and helped get my husband to the hospital just in time. The doctor said that if we had arrived any later, the outcome could have been fatal. I was immensely grateful to Xiao Song for her quick action and kindness. As a token of appreciation, I gave her a 2,000 yuan bonus, which she gratefully accepted. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment on number 5 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Xiao Song continued to be an invaluable part of our lives. She accompanied us on outings, and we made sure to treat her well, acknowledging her dedication and care. My sons visited us weekly and often brought more food than we could consume. I encouraged Xiao Song to take some of the extra food home, and during holidays, I made a point of giving her gifts and additional bonuses to show our appreciation. Through this experience, I've come to value the role of a caregiver deeply. Xiao Song not only provided practical support but also became a trusted companion and a part of our extended family. Her presence helped bridge the gap between our needs and the limitations of our family situation. The balance of professional care and personal appreciation has been essential in ensuring a comfortable and supportive environment in our later years. In hindsight, I realized that while having family support is crucial, the right caregiver can significantly enhance one's quality of life. Xiao Song's dedication and kindness have made a profound difference in our lives, reinforcing the importance of both professional assistance and genuine human connection in old age. However, over time, I noticed Xiao Song stealing small items from our home. At first, I overlooked these incidents, thinking they were minor. But when she took a precious necklace given to me by my husband, which held significant sentimental value, I could no longer ignore the situation. Despite confronting her, she denied the theft. Lacking solid evidence, I decided to search her room while she was out and found the necklace hidden in her luggage. This betrayal was unbearable, and I decided to fire her immediately. Although she begged for another chance, I could not trust her and believed she might repeat her actions. After Xiao Song left, we tried hiring other caregivers, but none matched her competence or dedication. Facing this challenge, we decided not to hire any more caregivers. The idea of moving to a nursing home was unappealing, so we opted to live with one of our sons. After discussing our options with both sons and their wives, we agreed to contribute 3,000 yuan for living expenses and 5,000 yuan as a hardship allowance each month to whoever took us in. My older son and his wife, who were nearing retirement and had stable jobs, and my younger son, a teacher, with his wife managing a clothing store, all showed a willingness to help. My younger daughter-in-law, in particular, offered to care for us, expressing gratitude for our past support with their children. My older daughter-in-law also agreed to assist when needed, especially after her retirement. Moved by their willingness and the support from both families, we decided to move in with our younger son. My daughter-in-law quit her job to care for us, and we now live happily together. Both sons and their wives are very attentive, frequently buying us gifts and spending time with us. Weekly family dinners have become a cherished tradition, bringing joy and connection to our lives. This experience has taught me that true reliance in old age comes from one's children. Their filial piety and willingness to care for us have ensured a fulfilling and comfortable life in our later years. As we wrap up these heartfelt stories, we've learned valuable lessons about the importance of family and the challenges of aging. From Mr. Wa's realization about the necessity of having children for support in old age to Wu's discovery of true reliance on her children. These experiences highlight the complex realities of growing older and the different ways people navigate their twilight years. We'd love to hear from you. What have you learned from these stories? How might you apply these lessons to your own life or the lives of your loved ones? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave your comment and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more inspiring content. Your support means a lot to us and helps us continue bringing valuable stories and insights to you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.